This is Leslie from GoToKitchens.com, and all week we have been talking about superfoods. Well, all week, yesterday and today, we've been talking about cancer busting. And I am in the kitchen today, and we are going to continue that conversation today. All week we are breaking down the top five cancer busting foods. Now, as a cancer survivor, these are foods that I seek out, that I try to get into my diet at least on a weekly basis, but try to get them on a daily basis or like every other daily basis. So let me introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I have a website, GoToKitchens.com. Please go check it out. It is a great, fun little website. There is nothing for sale over there. I am not trying to sell you anything. The only thing that I want you to buy is I want you to buy into your own health. So thank you guys so much for being here with me today. GoToKitchens started from a cancer journey. I am a 2.5-year cancer survivor. Actually, God, I keep saying that. I am a 3-year cancer survivor this month. So I can't say 2.5 anymore. I am a 3-year cancer survivor this month. So I'm going to ask you guys just one time, all of you that are popping into the room, if you would do me a big old gigantic favor, right down in the corner. Hi, it's good to see you, Jen. Right down here in the corner, there is a little bald-headed white guy. I'm sorry if you're a bald-headed white guy, but please touch him and share out to your followers. You can share on Twitter, you can share on Facebook, and you can share out with your followers. Please take the time to do that so that we can spread the word that there are different ways to treat cancer and to not get cancer in the first place. So honestly, my main goal with everybody is, number one, if you have cancer, I want to help you survive it. Number two, if you have never had cancer, I don't want you to ever get it. And that is what, hi, it's good to see you guys. And that is what Go To Kitchens is all about. So today we're going to talk about this little miracle package right here. This is a little package of a miracle right here. And this little garlic bulb, everybody knows what this is, right? It's a garlic bulb, duh. Duh. So we are going to talk about this piece of vegetable. Did you know it was a vegetable? Did anybody know that it was a vegetable? I'm not seeing a lot of comments. I hope you guys have good signal today. So cancer is kind of a heavy topic. Anytime, no, you don't. Oh, you didn't know that. Okay, good, cool. Cool. Yes, it is. I think we have a delay in comments here. So yes, this is a veggie. This is, we'll talk about it a little bit more about that, but this is a veggie. Garlic is a veggie. It's not an herb. It's not a spice. It's not anything like that. It is actually a veggie. And there are a lot of veggies that are super good for you. So first I want to talk about the first part of cancer. And that is that it's a freaking heavy topic. I mean, when I talk about cancer and I talk about my breast cancer, I see people kind of shut off. And the reason they do that is because it scares the crap out of them. Nobody wants to think about the idea that they could get cancer in their lifetime. I know I didn't. I never expected I would have cancer. I never even thought about having cancer. I actually feared breast cancer a little bit, or not even a little bit. I had a dream about 4 years before my breast cancer diagnosis that I was telling my parents that I had breast cancer. And it was very real. And it scared me, and I had trouble with that for a long time. Okay, pretending to work. Yes, that's a good idea. Pretend to work. I am not condoning that, Lisa. Hi, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here, everybody. So cancer is a really heavy topic. And so when I talk about it, I think it's super important to keep it light and keep it exciting and keep you guys in tune with what's going on with your body. So every single one of you, and I'm talking to you right there, every single one of you, I'm pointing at you, every single one of you has cancer in your body right now. Even me, as a cancer survivor, living cancer-free, I have cancer in my body right now. It is up to my body to do what it's going to do with the cancer. So it's going to do one of two things. It's going to turn on receptors, and all of those cells are going to start to collaborate and start to divide out of control and create a tumor. Or my body's going to go, oh, heck no, you are so not getting cancer. I'm taking care of that. It sends me little signals. I'm taking care of the cancer cells. Don't worry about them. So I am feeding my body whole real food so that it will respond and give it the tools that it needs to respond in a way that it never turns on those cancer cells again. Got it? Okay, so what is cancer? First of all, I'm going to tell you, whatever I'm telling you today, whatever I'm telling you all week, it doesn't matter. There are going to be people who die of cancer. Bottom line, it's the harsh reality. There are going to be people who get cancer and that their bodies, no matter what they do, is not going to hold up to what is happening, and they are going to die of cancer. And I'm sorry, and it's sad, and it makes me sad, but it's going to happen. And there are going to be people who die of all kinds of diseases that their bodies cannot handle. And so, it's not 100% preventable. I can help you. I know that it is a buzzkill, right? I can help you fortify your body and lessen your chances of getting cancer in the first place, but I can't guarantee you that, and nobody can. So yes, it's got to be real, absolutely. So what is cancer? Super fast. You guys don't leave. I promise we're going to talk about garlic, but it's part of my garlic talk is part about talking about what cancer is in the first place. Cancer is actually your cells. Every single one of you have cells in your body. We all do. In fact, most things have cells. We have cells in our body. What happens is that those cells start dividing out of control. They actually go crazy, and instead of dividing and dying, they divide and grow. And so they divide and grow, divide and grow, divide and grow. And that creates the solid mass tumors that we see in breast cancers and colon cancers and stomach cancers and lung cancers. That is what is developing those tumors, is those out of control cellular division that is not, and then the cell is not dying off like it's supposed to. What happens then is that you get a tumor, and then some of that typically breaks off and goes to other parts of the body. If you're lucky, and you're going to be shocked what I'm about to say, but if you're lucky, your lymphatic system is working really well, and your lymph nodes catch those cells that break off of that tumor and before it goes to other parts of your body. So if you've ever had cancer and you've had lymph nodes, cancer in those lymph nodes, congratulations, your body is doing what it's supposed to do. Oh, gross. That does sound nasty. Why would you drink cauliflower water? So your body is doing what it's supposed to do. Hello? I mean, they try to make it sound like it's a negative thing. Oh, you have cancer in your lymph nodes. But holy crap, your body did exactly what it was supposed to do. It's supposed to catch those cancer cells in the lymph nodes. Your lymphatic system is your cleaning system. And so it's caught them and did not allow them to go to other parts of the body. What is wrong with that? There is nothing wrong with that, except that you had cancer in the first place. But your lymph nodes are doing what they're supposed to do. Shock of all shocks. Oh my gosh. And then they go in and start removing lymph nodes and start doing all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, man, can we leave the lymph nodes? They actually removed 4 of my lymph nodes, and I would like to have them back, and they won't give them back to me. Dang. I would never let them do it again. After I learned about what the lymph nodes do in the body, I'm totally like, I'm keeping all my lymph nodes. There are no spare parts. Dr. Christine says that all the time. There are no spare parts, and your lymph nodes are no exception to that. What would I do? I will talk about that later this week, actually. So, and I hesitate to talk about it because then it sounds like I'm telling you guys what to do, and I don't like to do that publicly like this. So, yes, no spare parts. That's right. So that is a very basic understanding of what cancer does in the body, and it can develop anywhere inside the body. And I missed that long comment, and I understand. And I'm sorry that I missed that. If you want to retype it, I will try to respond. So please forgive me when I miss comments because I get on a roll. I'm getting on a roll. All right. So here's the great thing about garlic. All right, are you ready for this? I'm about to throw down right now with the garlic story. Here's the great thing about this little vegetable right here. And you don't even have to eat the whole thing. In fact, you shouldn't eat the whole thing at one time. But you don't even have to eat the whole thing. You just have to eat a part of this little bitty tiny vegetable to have the benefits of it. The National Cancer Institute, okay? That's probably because you're sick. You have a cold, right? And your lymph nodes are doing what they're supposed to do, Clarissa, so good on you. That's right. I'm not on a cinnamon roll. Ba-dum-bum. My brother-in-law is so funny. You're so funny, Gary. Yes, absolutely. If your lymph nodes are swollen when you have a cold, they are actually capturing the virus and they're doing what they're supposed to do. Yes. So good. Your lymph nodes, your lymphatic system is working if that's the case. All right. The National Cancer Institute, which is a division of the National Institutes for Health. I'm looking down at my notes, so please forgive me. I want to make sure that I get it right. Says this about garlic. Now we're talking about like cancer.gov. All right. This is what they say about garlic. And I'm going to read it right from my notes down here. Several populations shown an association between increased intake of garlic and the reduced risk of certain cancers, including, ready? Including stomach, colon, esophagus, pancreas, and breast cancer. They list out the cancers on cancer.gov, saying that if you eat garlic, you reduce your chances of having these types of cancers. Holy cow, nobody ever in the government ever says anything about anybody or anything reducing the chances of cancer. In fact, most of the time they deny that it will help you, but they are acknowledging that garlic will help reduce cancer. Oh my gosh, that's huge. This is big news, by the way. You guys should be jumping up and down, freaking out, going, that's so awesome. You should be freaking out, thinking it's the most awesome thing that you've ever heard in your life. Do you have food to help bumps and bruises? I'm beat up. That's so funny. You're so funny with your big broccoli weapon. So they are, hey Jen, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. So they actually threw down some statistics. They actually, random clinical trial studies that have been done in many countries all over the world say that garlic decreases your cancer risk for certain cancers that I just listed out for you by 50%. And I'm being conservative. Some studies say up to 60% reduces the chance of cancer. Are you eating garlic? Are you eating garlic? Is everybody on this scope right now eating garlic? Because you should be eating garlic. Holy crap. Thank you very much, Lexi. That's the reaction I'm looking for. Holy crap. Holy garlic. I'm telling you, this is a miracle food. All right. You know what? And a lot of people do. You love your garlic. I'm chewing gum right now. Okay. It does actually count. It doesn't count as much. You need to eat more if you're cooking it in food. But I have a lot of raw garlic recipes as well. So yes, garlic, 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 garlic. I know. I was about to go on everything, right? Just eating the garlic up, right? Okay, but you don't even have to eat that much. I'm going to tell you in just a second how much you have to eat. It's high in sulfur. Bing, bing, bing. Way to go, Dad. My dad is here. He's so smart. I just don't even know where I get it from. Probably my dad. He's so stinking smart. It is absolutely high in sulfur. Sulfur, we talked about it yesterday. Sulfur is a weapon against cancer, all right? This little vegetable right here, there's actually one right now. You can go find a bruschetta recipe with some raw garlic. You can also make pesto sauces with raw garlics. They're amazing. Raw garlic recipes are all over the internet and they are really, 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 really good. So yes, I know. Gary had a lot of raw garlic. I saw them. You had them everywhere. They were stuffed underneath your pillows on your bed and stuck underneath your couch cushions. You had garlic everywhere. Wait a second. El Vampire, you can't like garlic. You got to run away from the garlic. Anyway, okay, so sorry, I'm totally getting off track here. So garlic is a bulb. It is part of the onion family. So onions, chives, leeks, scallions, all of those are related to this little baby right here. And those are all vegetables. And they all contain sulfur. They all have sulfur compounds, but garlic has the most sulfur compound of any of those things. And that's why it's so potent against cancer. It is a cancer killer. It is an antifungal. It is an antioxidant. It is an anti-inflammatory. It is an antiviral. It is an immune booster, not buster. You don't want to bust your immune. Booster. It has so many amazing properties. You guys should be eating garlic on a regular basis. How does it work? Why does it work? Why is it so effective against cancer? So number one, it's an antibacterial. So cancer does not like anti-clean environments. It does not like it actually helps go in and clean the cells, basically. So I don't want you guys going, oh, cancer doesn't like it likes antibacterial, so I'm gonna go get some antibacterial soap and wash my hands and then I won't get cancer. That's not how it works, okay? But garlic is an antibacterial in the body. It's actually an antifungal as well. A lot of us live with funguses in our bodies and we don't even know it. Garlic is great for ridding the body of funguses. So yeah, if you have like chalky fingernails or anything like that, you typically have a fungus. It's not just your fingernails, it is in your body. And it's time to think about getting something like some garlic in your diet. So it actually erases cancer-causing toxins out of the body. Garlic does that. It also enhances your repair system. So it actually enhances your repair system in your DNA. So when your DNA goes wacko, so when it's like, oh, I'm kind of feeling crazy today, I'm gonna start making more cells than I'm supposed to, this little baby comes in and says, no thanks. It does, yep, in the IRS. It's because the IRS is vampires, that's why. They suck everything out of you. So, sorry, IRS. If anybody works for the IRS, I apologize for my IRS comment. But it is actually goes in and clean sweeps the DNA and helps it to repair itself. So it's a little repair mechanism. It gives your body the tools that it needs to do that kind of work. It helps stop cellular overgrowth. So we talked about how cancer starts with one cell and that cell does not die. And so it starts rapidly creating other cells around it. And that's what creates a tumor. So if they die off, it's called apoptosis, which is the dying off of cells. And that's how your cells are supposed to do. So if you see skin cancers, so those are the most visible for most of us. You see, I don't have any, but if you see one on your body, and you see how it kind of grows in a weird pattern on your body, that is because your cellular skin growth is not dying off and it's creating those skin cancers. And that is not caused by the sun. That is a whole nother scope. Just telling you right now, that is not why we get skin cancer. I'm probably gonna lose half of you right now when I said that, but it is not why we get skin cancer. I will do a scope at some point as we get closer to the warmer months of what causes skin cancer, but it's not the sun. But it does, the sun actually helps you prevent getting skin cancer. Crazy, I know, crazy. But yes, so garlic helps that. Oh, was it? Oh, that's awesome, Lolita. Yeah, apoptosis. I actually just like saying it. I like saying apoptosis. Apoptosis. It just sounds like a band from the 80s or something. I don't know. The apoptosis. The big hair band. No, neon glasses with the funky paint on their face. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me, apoptosis. But yes, so your body it's naturally creating the apoptosis, and when you have cancer, it's not doing that. So that is including melanoma, not caused by the sun. I know, everybody's scratching their head. What's she talking about? Everybody tells me that the sun causes skin cancer. That's not what's causing skin cancer. We'll talk about that at another date, long, long way down the way. I don't know what that means. Kind of like you and your colonoscopy. I don't know what that means, but... okay, so how much garlic? Somebody asked earlier, how much garlic should I be eating? That is a great question. I can't talk about garlic without telling you what you should be eating. So the recommended dose by the National Cancer Institute, I'm still like, when I found this study, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a government agency that is saying we should be eating garlic. Why aren't we eating garlic? Yes, where the sun doesn't shine. That's right. I don't know what that means either, but anyway. Yeah. So, yes. So, what was I saying? Oh, so how much garlic? So, the National Cancer Institute, which is part of our national health system, cancer.gov. I found this on cancer.gov. So, they're telling you should be eating garlic. All right, so you should probably be eating garlic, right? If they're saying it, then magnify that by like 100%, and then you should be eating garlic, right? So, all right, so 2 to 5 grams a day. Leslie, how much is 2 to 5 grams a day? And we're talking fresh garlic. How much is that? That is about 1 clove of garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and break my garlic open for you. There are bunches. This is a bulb, by the way. This big part is called the bulb. Whoops. Don't throw these away. Don't throw these away. Put these in your trashy veggie stock. These little skins, that's fabulous in trashy veggie stock. Find that recipe on my website, go2kitchens.com. So this is actually a bulb, and this is called a clove. So the little pieces that are inside of the bulb are actually a clove of garlic. Now this is a pretty big clove of garlic, but essentially 2 to 5 grams a day. You can take just about any size of clove of garlic, and that would be 1 clove of garlic per adult in the house, okay? So that's how much garlic that you should be eating in a day. And we're talking about fresh garlic, okay? If you're cooking it, you probably need to double that. So 2 of these a day. I will tell you, if you have excessive work in your mouth, if you have a lot of crowns or a lot of fillings or anything like that in your mouth, the garlic smell will actually adhere to those crowns and those fillings, and you will have garlic breath for a long time. It could last for days if you're eating a lot of garlic. The best way to get rid of that is to do oil pulling on a regular basis. So oil pulling every single morning will help get rid of that garlic breath. I don't know if you do not. You just break a clove off and eat it. Okay, I can't do that. I love garlic, but I don't love it that much. I could not eat it like an apple. No, not me. Not me. Couldn't do that. Not happening. So coconut oil. Yes, coconut oil pulling is amazing. It will freshen your breath. It will whiten your teeth. Ting. Naturally, it is, I call it a liquid flosser. It actually gets between the teeth, the oil pulling does. I can do a scope on that if you guys want to teach you how to oil pull. Oil pull is amazing. Just look it up on Google and find off. Oh my gosh, you're awesome. I totally can't do that. Yes. Oh, good for you. Yeah. Oil pulling is amazing for your teeth. It helps with cavities. It helps with dental work. It helps with all kinds of things. I'm totally not eating this clove of garlic. You guys are crazy. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I would gag, and then I'm not gagging on scope. I cry on scope, but I'm not gagging, not doing it. So they recommend... Yeah, oil pulling is amazing. If you want super bright white teeth that look natural and don't look, like crazy white, but just look like natural white teeth, it is the best way to get white teeth, and it's good for your teeth as well. I actually did an oil pulling scope. If you go to catch.me, you can find my oil pulling scope. And when I spit it out, it went all down the front of me, and it was hilarious. And so, yes. Yeah, your teeth are a lot whiter with you can oil pull a couple times a week and your teeth are going to be a lot whiter, but it will diminish the garlic breath that you will get. And if you have a lot of dental work in your mouth, like dental work, if you have a lot of dental work in your mouth, then, it's a garlic smile. You will get, you will actually get rid of that out of the dental work. I have a lot of dental work in my mouth, so the garlic tends to linger for quite a while. But if I oil pull the night of that I eat the garlic, I will, and I don't have, you do it like 5 minutes. You don't have to do it the full 20 minutes. Just like 5 minutes, just oil pulling, it will pull that smell out of my dental work. So just saying, if you have a hard time with bad breath and garlic, that's why, especially if you have a lot of dental work. We all get garlic breath, but sometimes some of us have even a worse time with that. I know, good. I'm glad you missed that screenshot because that was scary. Yes, all my previous scopes are on catch.me. Thank you, Lolita, at go2kitchens.com. All right, so you can eat 1 clove of garlic per day. If you're cooking it, you should probably bump that up to 2 or somewhere in that range. You can use, this is a garlic salt because I don't have a garlic powder, because if I'm going to use garlic powder, I would just use garlic, but I do have garlic salt. I actually love garlic salt. I like it better than salt. And so, but a garlic salt, just a nice garlic salt like this, you could eat a 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder or garlic salt. That is just a dried version of the garlic. 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder or garlic salt, that would be considered a serving per day. And then 1/2 a teaspoon of garlic oil if you are using it, and then oil. So, so that seems like a lot of garlic, and I totally agree with that. That is a lot of garlic. So but it fits in just about any dish. There's hardly any dish that I make that doesn't have some sort of garlic in it. So you can fit it in lunch and dinner, and I mean, sometimes even breakfast. I love scrambled eggs with fresh parsley and garlic. It is my favorite way to make eggs in the morning. So yes. Yes, garlic salt in the cooking is awesome. Here's the one thing I don't want you to do. So those are your recommended doses for the cancer busting properties. But I will tell you, just any garlic is going to help fortify your body. So yes, I know I love garlic on eggs. It's one of my favorite things. So here's one thing I don't want you to do. I do have these in my house. This is a garlic supplement. I don't want you to go, ooh, I don't like garlic, and run out and buy a garlic supplement thinking that that is going to satisfy. You would have to take about 10 of these a day for you to get the amount that you would get in 1 clove of garlic. So just eat the garlic. Your body does not recognize it as well when it is processed into a supplement like this. So you tend to flush a lot of it out of your system. Yes, it's absolutely right. My dad is spot on there with the eggs. Eggs are an amazing source of protein. If you're not eating them, you should be eating them. You should be eating 1 to 4 eggs a day, in my opinion. But they need to be pastured. Don't just buy the 99-cent eggs. They need to be like the $4 carton eggs that are pastured eggs. That's the kind of eggs that you need to buy. You can just swallow a whole clove of garlic. Actually, it's part of what the garlic is doing in your body is actually the chewing. So it starts the digestion process in your mouth as your saliva mixes with the garlic that you're chewing. It actually starts that digestion process, and so it's better if you chew it. But that would be a lot. Yeah, you do have to chew it. I would chew it. So, but don't go out and get yourself a garlic supplement. The only reason, hey Marcy, the only reason that I have a garlic supplement in my house is because it's part of my cold and flu regimen. So if I feel a cold coming on, I have a regimen that I follow. You can find that scope in catch.me, my cold busting, get rid of the common cold naturally. I have a whole scope about it. I need to put it on my website, and I haven't done it yet. But garlic is part of that regimen that I use for that. So I will take, I think it's like 4 of these a day, plus my regular garlic intake to try to boost up that antimicrobial and antibacterial. I do not add any garlic to smoothies, no, but a lot of people juice garlic. You can juice garlic. So if you're making if you're making vegetable juices, it's great to juice your garlic. You could do that. Yes, and you can put it in your oils. You can infuse your oils with garlic. Another way this is the way that I have to feed it to my husband because he's super sensitive about garlic. He doesn't like the smell. He doesn't like the taste. You guys recognizing a pattern here with my husband. So the way that I like to do it is I buy an organic chopped garlic. This is processed in an olive oil. So this is just basically chopped garlic sitting in an olive oil. This will actually bring the garlicky flavor down a little bit, but he's actually eating a raw garlic when he eats this. It's just sitting in some olive oil. So the olive oil kind of absorbs the garlicky taste, and it's an amazing it's an amazing way if you have somebody who is sensitive to garlic in your family. I mean, I can tell you, open this and it smells amazing. It's just little minced garlic and a garlic paste there. It smells amazing, but it doesn't smell anything awesome. I use it in a pinch too. When I don't want to chop up a whole garlic or I don't have time, I just toss this in. I actually prefer this in some pasta dishes over fresh garlic. So yes, but this is a great cheat for you that you can do, just a minced garlic in an olive oil. So those are the different ways that you can eat garlic. There are different ways you can prepare garlic as well to get them in. If you have a super picky eater, remember, small is better. So if you have a really picky eater that doesn't like certain things, like my husband doesn't like garlic, the smaller I can mince my garlic, the better it is for him. So I'm going to just turn my camera a little bit here and show you guys. One of my garlic tips that I have is I have 3 cutting boards in my house. I have my veggie or my produce cutting board, which is permanent on my counter. It sits right here. I have a small little cutting board like this. This is what I use for things that have a pungent odor, like onions and garlic and those sorts of things. And I use that to cut up things that have an odor. This cutting board totally smells like garlic. Yes, yes. So You need to probably go make my feel-good juice. Yes, maybe you should go do that if you're not feeling well. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. But I have my own separate cutting board that I use for my garlic. And garlic, you can do a couple of things, but the best way to break the hard shell is to place your knife, your blade facing away from you, so your big chef's knife, to place it away from you and just smack it with your hand. So, you know, blade down. Let me get some room here. This will break your garlic, and it will also allow you to peel the skin right off. So all the skin that I'm saving, oh, it smells good. It smells so good. I love garlic. Me and my garlic. I'm a nut job, I swear. Yes, so that peels your skin right off and your garlic is ready for mincing. To mince garlic, I start at the non-root tip. So this would be the root tip. All right, so that would be the root tip, that little rough tip. I start at the non-root tip, and I just slice right through. Super simple. I just throw my root tip over to the side, and then I just run my knife through it, and that gives you a nice mince on your garlic. I won't go through the whole process there, but yeah, so just running your chef's knife through it will give you a nice mince. I got a lot of movement there on my cutting board. Give you a nice small mince. The other thing that you can do is if you have a scraper, I highly recommend that everybody gets a scraper. Mine actually sits, Edison. There's Edison, everybody. My scraper sits right. If you're paranoid about breaking the garlic with your knife, I totally understand. Don't ever use your knife to scrape along your cutting board. It will actually dull it. But if you want to break your garlic open and you have a scraper like this, your garlic toast story, I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait to hear that story. Same principle, you just put it right on there and smash it down, and it will break your garlic straight open like that. Skin comes off and it's ready for mincing, or you can use the whole garlic clove. Very, very easy. Another way to prepare garlic, and I'm going to show you like this. So I've got this one broke open. If you want to get a garlic paste, use a microplane, my favorite kitchen tool. Yeah, the green can make it bitter, but I would stick it in my trashy veggie stock. I would still save it and put it in my trashy veggie stock. So all of this that's sitting on the counter, hold on, let me move it over here so you can see it. All of this sitting on the counter will all go into I'll just put it in the freezer for my trashy veggie stock. So, but I've kind of beat this one up a little bit, but garlic is a little sticky, so it's going to tend to stick on your microplane, but you can grate it right into your veggies or to whatever it is that you're using, just like this. This will give it a really, really small mince and will really bring out the flavor profile of the garlic. It's almost like juicing it. You see right there on the back? Then you just pull that out with your spoon and use it. Yep, that was going to be my next one, Dad. You can also use a garlic press. This is a garlic press. You can absolutely, hold on, I'm looking for a cup towel here. You can absolutely use a garlic press just like this. This actually comes out for handy dandy cleaning. Okay, so put that in there. Put your cloves of garlic right down into there and watch what happens. It comes right out the other side. It's a miracle. All right, that is going to be ready. It's going to leave all the skin and bittery part inside of this contraption right here. So those are the different ways that you can actually prep garlic. You can actually shave it as well. I don't know where my shaver is. I have a shaver. I couldn't find it the other day, but on your grater, so these long pieces like this is actually meant for shaving. Mind your fingers when you do that, but you can actually shave it. I typically don't shave mine because I have a really sharp knife and I can get a really nice cut, really thin cut right on my garlic. So all of this garlic can go in all kinds of meat dishes. It can go in all kinds of veggie dishes. It can go in just about anything. I mean, unless you don't want something, unless it's sweet and you don't want it to be savory, garlic will savor up anything. It is the go-to taste and flavor profile that I use in a lot of my dishes, and a lot of cooks do. I can hardly think of a dish that I don't make that I use at least garlic salt in, so for dinner, and lunches and all over the place. One of my favorite things to do, one of the best Caesar salads in the world, is to take a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of garlic, whisk that in with your raw egg. I know, raw egg, right? Yeah, nope, you just pound it down. It's super easy. Just pound it with your knife. Just be careful. Make sure your blade is facing away from you for safety reasons. So, because you don't want to catch your fingers. And you need to do a nice flat palm when you hit it. So when you hit your knife, you want to do a nice, even with your fingers curled up a little bit, a nice flat palm on there, and just whack it once and it should be totally fine. So. Yes, you could eat shoestrings if it had garlic on them. You can eat anything with garlic, Dad. Whatever you want to eat. Don't eat shoestrings, Dad. They're not gonna, your body is not gonna recognize those. If you do, chew them well. Unless you're talking about shoestring potatoes, then that's a whole different story. So yes, you can put garlic on just about anything, and it is an amazing, obviously, cancer-busting thing right in your body, and it tastes good. Hello, how many times do you do things for your body and you don't want to do them? So let's take exercise for instance. Most of us hate exercising, right? It's like, I gotta exercise. Dang, I have to exercise, right? So, but it's good for your body, so you do it. But garlic is super good for your body, and it tastes good. So why aren't you doing it? Everybody should be doing it. Try the fresh garlic. Do not fear the garlic bulb. All right? Do not fear this. This used to be the only way that I ate garlic until I started really getting in the kitchen and eating whole real foods. And then I realized that this little garlic bulb was my friend. It is the cheapest medicine on the planet. Now then, the one question that none of you have asked me is, should I be buying it organic? Why haven't anybody asked that? Maybe I missed it. You might have asked it and I missed it. And if you did, I'm sorry, I take all that back. But should you be buying it organic? If you are going to use the skins, I'm going to use the skins and make veggie stock. Yeah, because I'm going to say yes, that's right. So I'm going to use the skins. So yes, I'm going to be buying it organic. However, it can be difficult. I know, it's true, it's true, it's true. Thank you, Lexi. So, but it is something that I would recommend buying organic. It can be hard to find. This is something that I actually would not skip if I could not find it organic. I would probably still buy garlic if I could not find it organic. I just would not use the skins in my veggie stock. Those would just go right out into my, I don't have a compost, but I put a lot of parts out of my flower beds, and the animals love it, so it would just go right out there. I actually would not eat it, but the garlic clove is pretty protected in its skin, so, and if I'm not eating the skin, then you could buy it traditional. So if you're not making veggie stock or not eating the skin, then you could buy it traditional. It's actually a pretty clean food, but if you can find it, it's just a little bit more to buy it organic. Buy it organic. Okay, I'm at 37 minutes. I'm leaving. No, I'm totally kidding. Does anybody have any questions? Can I answer any questions about anything that we talked about today? Fire them off. I just stole that from Dr. Christine. Dr. Christine, if you watch this, I just stole that. Okay, and no questions? Are you just busy typing? What are you doing? Come on, questions, hello. There was no funny garlic like ear or garlic nose. Oh, I guess you could do a garlic nose. I don't know. It's a bulb. I wasn't inspired to make anything funny. Yeah, so to cleanse your mouth, I would try some coconut oil pulling. The other thing that you can use is an essential oil, peppermint oil. So maybe just a little bit of peppermint oil in a glass of warm water. That would actually cleanse your mouth. Yes, thank you. That's sweet. Yes, so please, yeah, coconut oil, gum is not going to cut it. Nothing like that is going to cut it. You need to actually cleanse your tongue and cleanse your, if you have any dental work, that needs to be cleansed. You can try brushing your teeth, but the best thing that I would find would be And if you really want a power punch, you would use the coconut oil mouth, swishing it around your mouth for about 5 minutes, and don't spit it in your sink and don't spit it in your toilet. Spit it in paper and put it in the trash, because coconut oil will clog up your sink. I'm just saying, because I know from experience. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yes, but those things, but if you really wanted to pump, you would do the coconut oil with a drop of peppermint essential oil in it. That would really clean your mouth super fast and pretty much keep it clean for the rest of the day. So parsley will actually clean your mouth as well. So if you have any parsley around, you can chew on that. It tastes a little bitter and it tastes a little weird, but you don't have to chew on it all day. Just chew on it for a little while. Use it like chewing gum, sort of. But you can chew on some fresh parsley. That will actually clean your mouth as well and rid you of the garlic smell. It doesn't actually, I like the way parsley smells and tastes, so it's no problem for me. But yes, cilantro. Yeah, I mean, it is a form of parsley, but I'm not sure that it would work the same. So you grow, yeah, no, it's parsley is actually an excellent breath freshener. So it's why it's a garnish in a restaurant. It's why you see so many things that are garnished with parsley. The thought behind that actually comes from medieval times, but the thought behind that is that you put the parsley in your mouth and chew on it after you have eaten, and it will diminish. You will still get to keep the flavors in your mouth, but it will diminish the odor in your breath from that. Now that does not work if you have chronic breath, which I struggle with. I'll be just completely honest with you guys. I struggle with a little bit of halitosis, and it is from all the dental work in my mouth, and I'm constantly combating it. And it is, yeah, it is a fun fact, isn't it? But oil pulling has changed my life with that. I hardly ever have a case of bad breath anymore because I oil pull on a regular basis, and keeps my, my dental work really clean. Either one, flat or curly, would be just fine. Yeah, parsley is going to be a really nice natural breath freshener. So yes, and parsley is another one of those sleeper foods that people don't realize, that it has so many antioxidants in it. Antioxidants fight free radicals in the body. Free radicals cause cancer in the body, or can cause cancer in the body. So, and it ages you really quickly, and it makes your eyes degenerative diseases in the eyes, all of those things. That's what free radicals do in the body. And so these antioxidants actually fight the free radicals in the body and help keep those from overpopulating. And parsley is one of those things that has amazing properties in free radicals. If you can fit parsley in your smoothie, if you can hide it in your smoothie, it's kind of hard to do, I will be honest with you, but if you can hide parsley in your smoothie, it is a great, great, great thing to do. I eat parsley on a regular basis. It is always in my fridge. You can ask anybody who knows me. There is always parsley in my fridge. Always, always, always. In fact, it's grocery store day tomorrow. So, but there's always parsley in my fridge, and I just store mine in a glass of water. Just put the stems right down in the water. Put it in your green juice. Absolutely, it's perfect in green juice. Actually, I like the flavor of it in green juice. But this will help it keep it fresh and keep it from getting all wilty. So yes, it's absolutely amazing for you. Parsley is a great, great food. And again, it'll help. And that's one of the things that it's doing when it's fighting bad breath, is it's helping, it's helping that kill off the bacteria that the bad breath comes from. So even in garlic. So, yep. Yep, amazing, amazing. Okay. Yeah, try it in a smoothie, and just try it. You know, I use parsley on, it's like garlic. I use it on a lot of things. I just chop it up and put it right on top of my food. So even if I'm like baking a chicken or anything like that, I don't cook it. Nope. Only time I cook it is when I put it in my eggs. I like it in my scrambled eggs. It's so good. And I'll put it there. But so like for lunch, you guys saw me I made my lunch the other day. This is my lunch right now. I just made this for you on Sunday. I will take some parsley out of the fridge, and I will, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. It smells so good. It's got lots of garlic in it. But I will take that and just heat it, and then I'll put my parsley right on top of that. And it just adds another dimension and another flavor profile that I enjoy. Parsley can be an acquired taste. You kind of have to learn to like it. In some cases, some people naturally like it, but some people need to learn to like it. But it's really, really good for you, and married with garlic. So if you're making, like, one of my favorite things on the whole planet is a really, really great, I just totally went blank. Oh my gosh, somebody help me out here. Sauce, parsley, garlic. Gary, are you still here? I just went totally blank. Yes, but the green sauce that you make for your pasta with the parsley and the garlic, somebody help me out here. Don't know. Here's some other things I forgot to go over with you guys that garlic can help you with. It can help you with alopecia or hair loss. Pesto, thank you. Pesto, 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 thank you. Yes, I'm just like, it was a P word and I couldn't get it out. But yes, pesto. I love pesto sauce. I eat it over veggies. I like it over, if you've never had pesto over your cauliflower, you have to try it. Little chicken in there, little pesto sauce, little cauliflower. Amazing. And it's raw. I mean, pesto is a raw food, so it's an amazing way to eat it. Hey, Janet, it's good to see you. It's lunchtime. Hi, Janet. Glad you're here. I do use a little Parmesan. I am not afraid of cheese. I love cheese, so I use a raw organic Parmesan. Yes. Yeah, brown hearts. That's right. It's your lucky day. I love tabbouleh. Tabbouleh is amazing and nice raw food as well. Tabbouleh is one of those salads that can sit alongside of just about anything and is amazing. You're craving pesto. Yeah, pesto is amazing for you. Get yourself, if you want to have it over pasta, just get yourself some quinoa or some brown rice pasta. So, what are they actually caused from anytime soon? That would be like a 3-week scope process. And I have to tell you, although I know a ton about cancer and I know a ton about preventing it, I only could scratch the surface of what causes some cancers. And I mean, you can get cancer you could get cancer in your eyeball. I mean, you can get cancer in any part of your body. I had a friend that had cancer underneath her tooth, in the root of her tooth. So, I mean, like in the flesh part. I mean, so you can get cancer. It can happen anywhere in your body. And so that would be a really huge, broad topic. However, saying that, I work with an oncologist that is amazing. Yeah, it sounds like you're for sure. I work with an oncologist that is absolutely amazing. He is, bone cancer. Yes, bone cancer is very prevalent, is the 3rd largest killer in the world, I believe. So yes, bone cancer is, and it's hard to combat with conventional treatments. So chemotherapy, radiation, all of those things are not effective against bone cancer at all. So it is, yes, it's serious stuff there. And that's where it mostly, when you have breast cancer, that's the one thing that they start looking for is, does it metastatically go to your bones, your lungs? That's where it typically attacks, is when it's coming from the breast, is typically it attacks the lungs and the bones in the region or in the area. So yeah, and they look for that. Trust me, they're like fine-tooth combing you all the time. Do you have bone cancer? Do you have any pain? Do you have any pain associated? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, you could freak yourself out. So really, I guess really to answer your questions, Chastity, is that I really just like to teach you guys how to prevent cancer instead of talking about what causes it. Because if you're preventing it, you're probably not doing the things that are causing it in the first place. Does that make sense? That makes sense, right? Yes, bone cancer is very, very difficult. It is very painful, and it is, the quality of life diminishes greatly. Your bones get very brittle. They can break very easily. So yes, yeah. So, but yes, and as we talk through cancer topics, I will talk about things, yesterday we talked a lot about estrogen balancing, and out of whack estrogen in the body can actually cause breast cancer. And so we do talk about those things, but just getting down to specifics, I'd rather talk to you about things that prevent you from getting cancer than things that cause it. So can diet help? Can diet help with cancer, with bone cancer, or with I'm not sure what the question is there. To help you prevent getting cancer in the first place, that's what we really want to do, is just not get cancer in the first place with bone cancer. Yes, diet can help. It certainly can. Bone cancer is something that spreads very quickly, typically. Actually, no, I'm sorry, erase that. Bone cancer goes slowly in the body. I was trying to think through that as I said it, and I said it wrong. It actually reacts slowly in the body, so so it can affect one bone and maybe never even travel anywhere else. It's metastatic, it has a high rate, but typically it moves very slowly in the body. It's like kidney cancer. Kidney cancer is very slow moving in the body. So yeah, so there's, and it just depends on what stage and where you're at. But there are things that you can do. I mean, I know people who are living actively with cancer in their body right now, and I'm talking about tumors. I'm not talking about the little microscopic cells I was talking about earlier. I'm talking about, because we all have cancer in our body, I'm talking about living with tumors in their body, and they are maintaining those tumors. They are not growing and they are not shrinking, but they are maintaining them like they would maintain another disease like diabetes or heart disease or something like that. They're actually maintaining it in their body. And living, and their quality of life is still just fine. So it's, you know, it's all about your mindset. You have to have your brain on straight when you are diagnosed with cancer, which is very difficult because it's terrifying. And you need to start educating yourself about what fortifies the body. And that is really my goal with you guys, is talking about what fortifies the body. And with the beginning of the scope, if you guys missed it, I talked about that there are people who are going to die from cancer, and it's tragic, and I hate it, but it's a fact. And no food, some people, for no food, nothing on the planet is going to save them. They're going to die of cancer, and it's very sad, and I hate that that happens, but it does happen on a regular basis. I will tell you that in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, there are cancer treatments that are more dangerous than the cancer themselves. And so I like people to educate themselves. That is a strong statement I just made, but I like for people to educate themselves before they start on any cancer treatment, conventional or standard of care or otherwise. I was fully educated. I took 2 months to make a decision to even have the tumor removed out of my breast. By the way, I always do that because my tumor was right there. My scar runs right along here, and I have a scar in my armpit from my lymph nodes being removed. But the practices when you're diagnosed with cancer is to get you into cancer treatment as soon as possible. They create a sense of urgency, and I said, you know what, I'm just not feeling that urgency, and I need some time to digest what is happening to me. And I went on a journey to educate myself about what the processes were and what the best route was for me. What the best route was for me may not be what the best route is for somebody else, and I totally get that, and I respect everybody's decision. I just like for people to make an educated decision. So I have a friend who is an oncologist, and he marries natural practices with medical practices. And I'm going to contact him. I would love to talk to him about doing a blab where you guys can ask some questions about cancer and oncology and how all that works, and have him just break it down for you. He is so smart and so passionate about getting people well. He wants people to be well. He wants to not necessarily, when they talk about eradicating cancer, that is probably not going to happen in our lifetime or anybody's lifetime. There has always been cancer. As long as there's cells, there's always going to be cancer. Yes, I will try to do that. He's an amazing. Sometimes he's on here. His handle on Periscope is Dr. Cuisine, and so maybe we will try to have that happen. Oh no, wrong doctor. I'm sorry. No, that's somebody else. Sorry, I'm getting a little confused. I have a lot going on today, so that's somebody else. I'm sorry. I will try to. I don't think he's on Periscope. Maybe he's never seen me. We'll see. Anyway, but yes, I will try to get him on a blab, and we'll do an interview about cancer and cancer treatments. And going back to my original saying, we are never going to eradicate cancer. There is, when they say that there's no cure for cancer, they told me that there's no cure for cancer. We cannot tell you that you're cancer free because there's really no cure for cancer. And I called BS on that and said, you've looked all over my body and I don't have any cancer in my body. So, that's visible on your scans. So therefore I'm considering myself cancer free. And they're like, oh, but you still have microscopic cancer particles in your body, you know, and I'm like, well, so does everybody else. So everybody has cancer. I mean, it's crazy. So yes, that's exactly right, Clarissa. I agree with that completely. I agree with that completely. There is always something that is dangerous about putting things in the body that are not natural. You run a risk of having a reaction. So, yeah, yeah. I mean, just to be completely transparent with you guys, I had my tumor removed. It was about the size of the end of my pinky. It was a little over a centimeter. And I had it removed in a lumpectomy. I had 4 lymph nodes removed, which were not my choice. I did not want to have them removed, but they said that they needed to make sure that there was no cancer in them, which now I know is ridiculous. Even if there was cancer in them, they should leave my lymph nodes in my body. I did not have any cancer in those lymph nodes, so the cancer had not spread beyond the tumor actually, or into any other tissue besides the tumor itself, except in my breasts, of course. And then I had 6 weeks of radiation. And that is something that I would probably question again. I'm not sure that I would do radiation again, but that's just me. Again, that is just my personal journey. I actually spoke to a woman a few days ago, and or a couple of weeks ago, and she is going through a cancer treatment right now, and she asked me about radiation, and I told her what I did, and she just has to make a choice if that's right for her. And she decided that it was the right choice for her. So she's actually skipping chemotherapy and moving on with the radiation. And she had the lumpectomy. So she's kind of going down my same path, but I made sure that she was making decisions based on what was comfortable for her. So like me, they wanted her to do chemotherapy, but she said no. And I think it's a good choice for her. So I think she has a better rate at, you know, but when you make decisions like that, you have to make decisions about changing your life as well. You can't just say, well, I'm not going to do chemotherapy and I'm going to go to McDonald's this afternoon for lunch. I mean, you have to make a lifestyle change. It's a commitment. It's not you can't not do chemotherapy just because you don't want to do it and then not change anything else about your life. There is a marriage that happens there. So you have to make a commitment to your health. So yeah, I always said I would never do chemo. I mean, just talking with people, you know, oh, if I ever get cancer, I would never do chemo. But I have to tell you, when it came upon me and I was actually diagnosed with cancer, it took me quite a while to make a decision not to do chemotherapy. It took me quite a while because they had me pretty scared into the fact that this cancer could kill me. And I was, you know, and die a tragic, horrible death. They had me scared to death. And so literally, I mean, I was terrified. So yeah, I hear that a lot. Yeah. See, and people are always saying, oh, it's too late for me. I get that all the time. It's too late for me. No, it's not. It's never too late. My husband is 62 years old. We are still making changes in his diet. I am 45. I'm still making changes in my diet. He feels better than he has ever felt in his entire life. I feel better than I have ever felt in my entire life. We have, you know, we are physically, we are in great shape. Mentally, we are in great shape, except I couldn't remember pesto. You know, we work harder than we've ever worked in our entire lives right now at this moment in time. And, you know, our sex drive is great. We both have good hair. We both have good skin. I mean, we have all of these things, and it has all changed. It has all changed since we have made these diet changes. So when I say that cancer was the best thing that ever happened to me, I totally mean that cancer is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I would not take it back for the world. Hi, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. I would not take it back for the world. It was awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. And you're still a youngster, so you have started practices in your life. By the time you are my age, Clarissa, you're going to be like a rock star 45-year-old. I mean, had I started this when I was your age, oh my God, I would just be even better than I am, and I can't imagine. So yes, you're going to be like rock star amazing. I'm excited. I'm going to live that long, and I'm still going to know you. So I'm going to be like, I told you you'd be a rock star when you're 45. Because I'll only be in my 60s, right? Yeah, so we can totally hang out. I mean, we can exceptionally hang out when I'm in my 60s and you're in your 40s. So yeah, it's perfect. Perfect friendship. So, probably will. Absolutely. So there you go, you guys. Have an amazing afternoon. I am going to tell you right now that if you're watching this about cancer, that part of this Periscope is over. We talked about garlic and how amazing it is for the body and how it is a cancer fighter deluxe. It also helps with hair loss. It also helps with high blood pressure. It also helps with heart disease, and it also helps with cold and infections. I know, right? Me too. I wish I had this kind of training when I was younger, Dad. I absolutely agree with you completely. But this is a great little thing. But now is the time on Periscope, my Periscope broadcast, when I talk about my inspirational moment. I think I did that a little bit there with my cancer journey, but this is my real inspirational moment. And this is, I want to challenge you to search inside and see if you have forgotten how to say that you are sorry. Yeah, enough to sip. Okay, well, it's going to be potent, I'm telling you. But have you forgotten to say, I'm sorry? Have you forgotten how to do that? I have to tell you a little story, and this is a private, personal story, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Last night at about 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I see that our light upstairs, we sleep in the basement of our house, and I could see that the light upstairs was on, and I came upstairs, and Robin was sitting here. He's actually asleep, sitting in one of our chairs by the fireplace. He was sound asleep, and he woke when I came up the stairs, and I said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm fine now. I wasn't earlier." I said, "What's going on?" He said, "I was really mad at you." What did I do? I didn't even know what I'd done. I had no idea that I'd done anything. Well, we had a very important event happen last night. Actually, I'll just go ahead and tell you. I got to see my first cut of the video that is going to the networks to possibly get a show, and so a food show. And I saw the first cut of it last night, and it was amazing, and we were so excited, and we were super pumped up. But as soon as I showed it to him, I had to go into a meeting at 6 o'clock. As soon as the meeting was over, I started calling friends and family and showing them a little bit of the clip because I wanted them to see it. And he did not get to share that special moment with me, and it offended him, and he was offended. And then he said, "I had to come upstairs and get my head on straight because I woke up and I was totally mad at you. And I had to come upstairs and I had to get my head on straight." And he journaled a little bit, and he said, "And then I got my head around it, and I thought, God, it was just circumstantial. It wasn't personal, Robin. It was just totally circumstantial." So he did not have to say he was sorry to me. I said I was sorry to him for doing that because I didn't realize that he was going to be offended. But he did not have to say that he was sorry to me back. He could have not even told me what was going on and just gotten over it and went on. But he looked me right in my eyes and he said, "I'm very sorry for that. I apologize for that. I know that you're busy. I know that it was not personal, and I'm sorry that I got upset with you." And it really touched me really deeply. And I thought, you know, I feel like people have forgotten to say when they screw up, they've forgotten to say that they're sorry. They've forgotten how to do it. They've forgotten how to swallow that bitter pill of "I'm sorry" and just say it sometimes, you know, just get outside of their space and get outside of their stubbornness. Mostly, we don't say "I'm sorry" mostly because we're stubborn. And we're right. Dang it, I'm right. And he could have done that, and we could have had a big argument this morning, and it could have been a big to do, but no, he soul searched inside, and it inspired me so much to, I know, he is a great man. It inspired me so much to think about that this morning and say, you know, God, I'm sorry when I'm a jackass. I mean, sometimes I'm a jackass, and I'm sorry that I do that, you know, and I just thought it was just such a, it was a good catch. I agree. Hi, Janie. Janie, have you been here the whole time and I just didn't see you? Yeah, yeah, that you make up, absolutely. So, but it is, I'm sorry. Hi, Janie, I love you, and thank you for being here. I don't know how I missed you. I think it's because you're in the green or something. I don't know. But anyway, but yes, so we had, it was a really touching moment for me, and I just really wanted to inspire back to you guys to soul search inside and see if you remember how to say "I'm sorry" when you were wrong and you know that you're wrong, just to, okay, just to say that, that you're sorry. So there you go. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it today. You guys remember to smile at strangers. I have to tell you one more story. I actually left the house yesterday and did a little shopping. I got my little dress. Do you like my little dress that I got? I just think it's so cute. Okay, so I went shopping yesterday and I have a date tonight. So I put on my dress to wear on my date tonight because I'm not gonna have time to change clothes. So anyway, so I went shopping and I was trying on coats because I needed a new coat. And so that's right, always smile at strangers, that's right. And so I was smiley and happy and I was asking people's opinion like I always do when I'm shopping by myself. I'm like, do you like this coat? Does this coat look okay on me? It's a little bit out of my comfort zone as far as a fashion step. And so, do you like this coat? And everybody's like, oh yeah, it's really cute. And you know, and I mean, they were just being honest. I tried on another one and one lady was like, I don't like that coat on you. I was like, okay, not getting that coat. A total stranger didn't like it. I'm not getting it. So yeah, so then there was a man that was working in the store and he was an older man, probably, I would say he's in his mid 70s even. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, a marriage of a dress and a casual coat, and I found it. I'm so excited about it. So he was walking around and he was like, you guys are just having a party over here in the coat department. And I said, I know, it's so much fun. And so that kind of stuff kind of follows me. It's just how I am. There's not a shy bone in my body. And so, so I was having a coat party and everybody, and then they started trying on coats anyway. So we're having this big coat party, right, in the department store. And there's like 4 or 5 of us, and this man was, and he just lingered around. He was straightening coats and he was hanging back up coats and whatever. And he looked at me, and as everybody walks off, and I'm starting to walk off with my new purchase, and I'm super excited. And he says, I have to tell you, your smile is contagious. I have had the worst day today, but your smile has made everything better. And he wasn't flirting with me. He wasn't trying to get in my pants or anything. It was a genuine look you in the eye and tell you that he appreciated you. And I was like, oh my God. And I told him, I said, I tell people all the time to smile at strangers because it may be the only smile that they see. And he was like, and yours is the only one that I've seen today. And I was like, awesome. He's like, it's Christmas time. People are grumpy. They're leaving things a mess. And it's just been a terrible day. And you have just made my day. And I was like, awesome. I was so excited. I mean, I was like hugging him. I'm like, oh, you're so sweet. I hug him and everything. And he's like, it's just awesome. So if you guys think that what you portray out to the world does not affect other people, call him BS on that one. It totally does. It totally does. So get out there, smile at strangers. This time of year is super stressful. It helps you relieve stress, and it helps relieve stress off of others when you have a nice big smile on your face and it's a genuine smile. Dad, you're funny. By the way, if everybody doesn't know, Gary McGaw is my dad. So yes, so when you see those wisecracks coming from Gary McGaw, that's my dad. And he's the one who taught me, and my mom, of course, my mom and dad, I say, are my always light, never darkness mentors. They taught me how to live in the light. They taught me how to seek the light when there was a problem. And it's worked my entire life, and it's been an amazing journey. So, and it ain't over yet. So thank you, Dad. Thank you, Mom, for doing that. Okay, so there you go. Aw, thank you, Clarissa. You're a sweetheart. I need to tell your mom and dad how awesome you are. I feel like Wonder Woman when I do that. Wonder Woman. Thank you, Dad. Okay, I am outie. You guys have an amazing afternoon. Know that I love you, and I only want you to be healthy and happy and spread world peace through your big old giant grinny toothy smile. So I know, I wish they did too. Okay, so you guys go out and make something happen today. Make it a beautiful day. And I will see you tomorrow. We're going to talk about another cancer-busting food. I'm going to bring it to you tomorrow. This one also may shock you a little bit. We're going to find out more tomorrow. So, yes, you do. Go wish them. That's very important. Make sure you do that today. Be a good girl. All right, love you guys. Bye, Janie. Bye, Clarissa. Bye, Dad. Bye, Gary. Bye, Lexi. Bye, everybody that's still here. See you later.